This is Chris with Videos. Like, subscribe to Team W Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris with Videos, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and both of my TikToks. It'll all be down there in the description box. And I'm here to do my WWE Monday Night Raw, October 17th, 2022 reviews. So here we go, discussing about tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw. Now we kick off the episode with Bobby Lashley already in the ring talking and stuff. And he was already there, just already talking right when Raw goes on the air. And he's calling out Brock Lesnar for what happened to him last week. Because you remember Lesnar came out last week, made his return, and attacked Bobby Lashley and cost him his United States Championship. So yeah, that's why Bobby Lashley's calling out Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar comes out, and then Lashley decides to get out the ring, and both of them starts brawling. Lesnar was taking control, running him into the ring post and stuff. Picked him up to hit the F5 onto him, but then Lashley gets off his shoulders, pushes him face first into the ring post, and then spears him through the barricade. And then a bunch of officials and referees and WWE superstars and stuff was trying to break him apart, but then Lashley spears Lesnar on top of the announce table over and stuff, and then picks him up and then hits a spine buster onto Brock Lesnar through the announce table, laying him out. And then everybody had a whole Bobby Lashley back. So yeah, that's what happened there. Really great segment to kick off Raw. I really liked it. Really great stuff. I like it when stuff like that happens, like chaos or whatever. So yeah, just pretty good stuff. But yeah, it looks like they want to be planning to do Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley at Crown Jewel. That's what it looks like, which I bet is already confirmed by now. But yeah, like I said, really great stuff to kick off Raw. And later on tonight, we will see the United States Champion, Seth Rollins, versus Matt Riddle for the United States Championship later on tonight. Not only that, we'll see Dexter Loomis versus The Miz later on tonight, and many more stuff. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, now we got the first match of the night. It was Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson with AJ Styles at ringside, the OC versus Chad Gable and Otis, Alpha Academy. So yeah, it was the OC versus Alpha Academy in a tag team match. And this match, it was a pretty good match. And the ending, at one point, we've seen the OC about to hit their tag team finish move, the Magic Killer, onto Chad Gable. But Otis gets in the ring, knocking Luke Gallows out of the ring and stuff, and brawling with him outside the ring. And then he tries to run into Luke Gallows into the steel steps, but Gallows moves out the way, and Otis hits the steel steps, taking himself out. And then we see Chad Gable, hey, nice, has the Northern Light suplex onto Carl Anderson, pins him, but Anderson barely kicking out too. Gable then climbs at the top turnbuckle, jumps off with a moonsault. Anderson puts his foot up so he can catch on the way down, but Gable lands on his feet and then locks on the ankle lock onto Carl Anderson. Anderson rolls through, and then he hits a nice spine buster onto Chad Gable, tags in Luke Gallows, and then the OC hits their tag team finish move, the Magic Killer, onto Chad Gable, and then pins him to the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, the OC defeated Alpha Academy tonight in the tag team match. That's what happened. Really good match. I'll give that match 2.5 stars. That's why I'll give it a good match to kick off Raw, though. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then after the match ended, we see Finn Balor, Damian Priest, Dominic Mysterio, and Rhea Ripley, the Judgment Day, come walking out. And they was talking about, oh, that was too sweet, right? Too sweet, huh? And then, Styles looks at Balor and he goes like, how about you just shut up and stuff, and how about at Crown Jewel, us three, the OC, versus y'all three, the Judgment Day, at Crown Jewel. So yeah, that's what Styles said, and they accepted. So yeah, at Crown Jewel, it'll be the OC versus the Judgment Day in a 6-man tag team match. So yeah, that's what's going to be happening. And Balor was talking about how he built the club and stuff, and how it's so stupid now. And then Dominic was talking at one point, talking about, oh, I'll make you run away from this brand just like I made my dad run away or whatever. And then AJ Styles was like, well, how about this, me and you tonight in a match? And Dominic kind of didn't want to accept at first, but Rhea Ripley was like, Dom is a man. He's not a boy. You accept, right? And then Dominic was like, yeah, I accept. But Styles was like, okay, how about you get in this ring and I'll teach you something that your dad couldn't teach you, and I'll beat the piss out of you right now. And Dominic was like, maybe an hour or so, because I gotta get ready and stuff. And Styles was like, okay, go ahead and get ready, but when you come out here, I'll beat the hell out of you. So yeah, that's what he said. So later on tonight, we'll see AJ Styles versus Dominic Mysterio one-on-one. Later on tonight, not only that, we'll see Elias returning tonight on Raw. Seth Rollins versus Matt Riddle for the United States Championship later on tonight. And many more stuff. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on Raw, we see Seth Rollins come out. He is the new United States Champion. He comes out and he's celebrating and stuff. He says, for the people that doubted me, they could kiss my ass pretty much. And then he said that. And for the people that, was with him, they can chant with him, sing his song and stuff. So yeah, that's what he was saying. And he was talking about how he beat Bobby Lashley and has become the new United States Champion last week and all that. And then people was chatting, you tapped out. He goes like, I did tap out, but I knew I was going to get in the next night, so that's why I went ahead and tap out, so I could win the United States Championship. So yeah, that's what Seth Rollins said. But then he gets interrupted by Mustafa Ali. Mustafa Ali comes out, and then he says that, Seth, you didn't even thank your buddy Brock Lesnar for helping you beat Bobby Lashley last week. And then he says, well, Lashley told me that I was going to be his next opponent for the United States Championship, but you went ahead and you already got it cheated, and you won it, so I want my title match against you. And then Seth Rollins was like, no, you get to go to the back of the line, but I respect you and all that. That's what he was saying. And then he starts talking junk to Mustafa Ali, but then he attacks him, beats him down, stuff, throws him out of the ring. And then Rollins was getting down off the steel steps, walking away. And then Mustafa Ali attacks him from behind, beating him down, stuff. But Rollins punches him in the throat pretty much, and then runs him face first into the ring post. And then tells him to play his song. So yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good segment. It looks like we're going to be having a feud between Seth Rollins and Mustafa Ali for the United States Championship. And you know why I'm down with that? Because I know they're going to definitely throw on a great match. Both of them for damn sure. So yeah, really good stuff. I really liked it. But yeah, really good stuff like I said. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, now before I talk about the match, we actually did see JBL and Baron Corbin pretty much pulling up to the arena. So yeah, that did happen after the segment with Seth Rollins and Mustafa Ali, which I forgot to mention. But yeah, we'll get to the match. It was the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Dakota Kai and Io Sky, Damage Control, versus the Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair and Candice LeRae in the tag team match now. Bayley was on commentary for this match, and it was a pretty good tag team match. At one point, it looked like Bianca and Candice was going to win this match, while Bianca lifted up Io Sky for like a suplex, and then Candice LeRae got tagged in. She jumps off the top turnbuckle with a missile drop kick onto Io Sky, and that's when Bianca hits like pretty much like a suplex, but it looks like a brainbuster kind of, onto Io Sky. It wasn't the best move, but it was okay. Candice goes for the pin. 1, 2, Dakota Kai breaks up the pin at 2. So yeah, Bianca Belair grabbed Dakota Kai after breaking up the pin. Pretty much had her in a chicken wing. They pretty much slammed her face first into the turnbuckle, but Dakota Kai rolls her through out to the ring and then hits a big boot onto her, knocking her off the ring apron. And then it looked like Dakota Kai and Io Sky pretty much was getting back up and stuff, but then Bayley comes up trying to interfere, trying to grab like a kendo stick or whatever from underneath the ring, and then Bianca comes up trying to stop her and stuff, but then Bianca took it out and stuff. But then Io Sky tags in Dakota Kai. Io Sky hits white noise onto Candice LeRae, and then hits like their tag team finish move, which was like a wheelbarrow backwards suplex type move onto Candice LeRae, and then pinned her for the 3 count. So yeah, Damage Control defeated Bianca Belair and Candice LeRae tonight. Tag team match, that's what happened. Really good tag team match for Raw. So yeah, for that match, I'll give it 3.5 stars. That's why I'll give it. It was a really good tag team match. But yeah, that's what happened there. And then after the match ended, we get a segment backstage where we see Matt Riddle get interviewed because he'll be taking on Seth Rollins tonight for the United States Championship, and he says that even he already beat Rollins at Extreme Rules and he'll beat him again tonight and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what he was saying. And then he says that he knows Seth Rollins is really good now in the ring and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what Matt Riddle was saying. But then he sees Mustafa Ali coming up, and Riddle goes up to Mustafa Ali and says, how about this? When I win the United States Championship tonight, you get the first opportunity. And Mustafa Ali was like, okay, that would be cool. And then they hear pretty much somebody in pain and stuff. And then it was The Miz. He was holding his knee and stuff, and pretty much he's trying to get out his match from Dexter Loomis, and he was telling them that he needs a doctor because he done slipped and fell because the janitor don't know how to do his job and how he needs some help, and he can't compete tonight. So yeah, that's what Miz said. But pretty good stuff. So yeah, later on tonight, The Miz will be taking on Dexter Loomis. Not only that, we'll see JBL and Baron Corbin on Raw tonight. Elias will be returning tonight. The United States Championship matches tonight, and Dominic Mysterio versus AJ Styles later on. Many more stuff. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing happens on Monday Night Raw. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, now we see the Judgment Day backstage talking about Dominic Mysterio and stuff, about his match later on tonight against AJ Styles. But then Cora Jade comes up and she wants to talk to Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley said, okay, let's go ahead and talk. And it was her and Rhea Ripley talking. And then Cora Jade was talking about how Roxanne chose Raquel Rodriguez as the pick your poison person, and she wants to choose Rhea Ripley, and Rhea Ripley accepts. So yeah, that's what happened there. So it looks like we're going to be seeing Rhea Ripley pretty much with Cora Jade to take on Raquel Rodriguez with Roxanne. So yeah, on NXT at Halloween Havoc. But then we see JBL. He comes out, and he was talking about, I'm sorry to tell you guys this, but y'all's football team sucks and all that stuff. And he sees the great state of Texas got a better team and all that stuff. So yeah, JBL just obviously being that obnoxious heel like he always is, and everybody's just booing the hell out of him. So yeah, he still got it pretty much. And he says that he wants to introduce the new and improved modern day wrestling god, Baron Corbin. And Baron Corbin comes walking out, and he got like new tights or whatever, and he gets like a new theme song and stuff like that. So yeah, he comes walking out, and he says that Baron Corbin will be taking on a former World Heavyweight Champion, former Mr. Money in the Bank, Dolph Ziggler tonight. And then Ziggler comes out, and then we get the match underway. It was Baron Corbin versus Dolph Ziggler 1-on-1. JBL was on commentary for this match, and it was an okay match. At one point, we see Ziggler hit the zigzag on the Corbin barely kicking out too. But then at the very ending, Ziggler was setting up for the super kick, but Corbin catches his leg and then hits the end of days onto him, and then pins him for the 3 count. So yeah, Baron Corbin defeated Dolph Ziggler tonight in the 1-on-1 match. That's what happened. For that match, I'll give it 2.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was an okay match. But then, after the match ended, we see The Miz backstage. He's in the doctor's room and all that stuff, and Byron Saxton comes up interviewing him, talking about, is this fake and all that stuff, and Miz was talking about, no, it's not fake. If it was fake, I would be walking around right now and all that stuff. I would be taking on Dexter Loomis and all that. And then while he's talking to Byron Saxton, Johnny Gargano was like, oh wait, here's Dexter Loomis, and then Miz quickly jumped up and all that, and he was like, oh, sorry, my fault, I thought Byron was Dexter Loomis. And then walks away, and then Miz is standing on his feet, and then Byron Saxton was like, oh, it looks like you can compete tonight against Dexter Loomis. And it looks like you're perfectly fine. Miz was talking about, like, how he got great healing genes and all that stuff. So, yeah, that's what he said. But, yeah, pretty funny stuff. But, yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, now before I talk about the match between Dominic Mysterio and AJ Styles, there's a few things I gotta talk about, like, I forgot to mention when JBL was cutting his promo and stuff that Baron Corbin's now on Monday Night Raw and Rey Mysterio's on SmackDown, so yeah, they both got traded to separate brands. That's what happened there, I forgot to mention that. But then we see AJ Styles, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson, the OC, talking backstage. talking about their matches at Crown Jewel and his match against Dominic Mysterio tonight. And then Cameron Grimes comes up, and Cameron Grimes is talking about how he needs to be looking for some tag team partners and stuff for tomorrow night, and he'll give them money, and then the OC accepts because they love money. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then we get to the match. It was AJ Styles with Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, the OC at ringside, versus Dominic Mysterio with Finn Balor, Damian Priest, and Rhea Ripley, the Judgment Day. So yeah, one-on-one match. It was an okay match. It was pretty good. At the ending, we see Dominic try to hit the 619 onto AJ Styles, but AJ Styles ducks, missing the 619, and then he locks on the calf crusher onto Dominic. Dominic was trying to fight out of it, trying not to tap out, but he grabs the ropes, getting rope break, and then Balor and then pulls him out the ring, and then everybody was standing outside the ring, the OC and the Judgment Day, getting face-to-face, but Styles went ahead, jumped on Dominic, throws him back into the ring, and while that was happening, while the OC and the Judgment Day was about to brawl, and the referee got in between them, distracted by that, Dominic was already in the ring, and AJ Styles was getting into the ring, but then that's when Rhea Ripley was grabbing his leg, and then Styles kicks her away, but then Dominic rolls him up for the 3 count. So yeah, Dominic Mysterio defeated AJ Styles tonight on Raw. That's what happened. It was an okay match. For that match, I'll give it 2.5 stars. That's why I'll give it. It was okay. But then, after the match ended, we see The Miz talking to Johnny Gargano backstage, and Gargano was like, Miz, the best thing for you to do, I'll tell you the truth, is to tell the truth about Dexter. And Miz was like, what the hell are you talking about? And he goes like, you know what I'm talking about. Just tell the truth. So yeah, that's what he said. He said, your problems will go away. So yeah, we'll be seeing what the hell he means by that. And then Miz was like, well, how about this? After I get done with Dexter Loomis tonight, I'm going to get to you next for what you did earlier. And Johnny Gargano was like, okay, that's fine. And then walks away. So yeah, that's what happened there. And it looks like The Miz will be taking on Dexter Loomis up next. That match looks like it'll be happening up next. And later on tonight still, we will see the United States Champion, Seth Rollins, versus Matt Riddle one-on-one for the United States Championship later on tonight. And Elias will be returning tonight on Raw. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. See you guys later until then. And I forgot to mention there was one more segment actually before Styles and Dominic's match. It was Omos and MVP. MVP was talking about how Omos will go face to face with Braun Strowman this Friday on SmackDown, and how monsters ain't real but giants are. So yeah, that's what they said. Forgot to mention that segment as well. So yeah, see you guys later until then. So, the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, we was going to have a match. It was going to be a one-on-one match. It was going to be Dexter Loomis versus The Miz. If Dexter Loomis wins, he wins the contract to be on Monday Night Raw. If Miz wins, Dexter Loomis will be banned from WWE. So, yeah, that was going to be the match stipulation. We was going to get that match underway. Dexter Loomis was making his entrance, about to make his way down to the ring. But then all of a sudden, he gets attacked from behind by The Miz. Miz beating him down with a steel chair over and over and over again in the back. Throws down the chair, picks up Dexter Loomis, and hits a skull crusher finale onto the steel chair on the ramp. So yeah, that's what happened. The Miz standing tall, he beat down Dexter Loomis. So yeah, that's what happened. It looks like we're going to keep on continuing with this feud, which is alright. So yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good segment. But then after that, we see Bayley and the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Dakota Kai and Io Sky, Damage Control, get an interview backstage, and Bayley was talking about how Io Sky and Dakota Kai will beat Shotzi and Raquel Rodriguez this Friday on SmackDown, and she challenges Bianca Belair, and she'll beat Bianca Belair and win the Raw Women's Championship next Monday on Raw. So yeah, on Raw next Monday it will be Bianca Belair versus Bayley for the Raw Women's Championship. That match has now been official. But yeah, that's what happened. Pretty good stuff. And Elias will be making his return up next on Raw. And not only that, we will see the United States Champion, Seth Rollins versus Matt Riddle, one-on-one for the United States Championship later on tonight in the main event. So yeah, see you guys later until then. So, the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, now before I talk about the segment with Elias, we gotta talk about The Miz and Johnny Gargano. Now that he was backstage, and Johnny Gargano comes up to the Miz and he says, "Miz, why did you attack Dexter Loomis? All you had to do was just tell the truth." And Miz was like, "What the hell are you talking about?" He goes like, "You know what I'm talking about. Tell the freaking truth." And then Miz was like, "What do you got around your neck?" He goes like, "Oh, this is a whistle, and I'll blow it at you or something, and he will appear and stuff." So yeah, so you need to tell the truth. That's what he tells Miz, and Miz quickly walks away. So yeah, that's what happened there in that segment. But then we see Elias makes his return back to Monday Night Raw. And he is in the ring, and he's about to do his concert and stuff. He tells everybody that he's glad to be back, that he hasn't been back in a long time, and that he's pretty much he hasn't performed in a long time, and how he's a little bit afraid, but he says he's going to do his best. So yeah, he was about to perform, but then all of a sudden Matt Riddle comes out with pretty much these like little drums or whatever you call them, and these bongos or whatever, I think that's what they call them. And he comes out, he goes like, "Well, let me play with you, Elias." And Elias was like, "No." And Matt Riddle was like, "Oh, well, I'll sit over here and you just play your concert and all that stuff." And Elias was like, "Oh, thank you." And then Matt Riddle was like, "Hey, well, if you need any help, just tell me. I'll sit down right here." And he sits down, and Elias starts playing the guitar, about to play his concert, but then he gets interrupted again. Seth Rollins comes out, and then up next, we got the main event. So yeah, it'll be Seth Rollins versus Matt Riddle one-on-one up next for the United States Championship in the main event. So yeah, that match will be happening up next. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, it was a main event. It was the United States Champion, Seth Rollins versus Matt Riddle, one-on-one for the United States Championship. Now Elias was at ringside the whole time for this match. But right when the match starts, Rollins runs to Matt Riddle, and Matt Riddle locks him onto the triangle hole, and then Rollins had to quickly grab the ropes and to escape from it and stuff. So yeah, that was pretty funny right there. And it was going back and forth match, but at one point we did see Matt Riddle about to get out the ring while Rollins is out there, but the referee's pulling Riddle back, and then we see Rollins getting pissed off and pushes Elias, but then Elias hits him with a jumping knee to the face, taking him out, and then Rollins and Riddle goes back to brawling and stuff in the ring, and then at one point it looked like it was going to be all over. Riddle starts taking control of this match after he locked on the triangle choke, and then Rollins had to grab the ropes again and stuff to escape out the ring, and then Riddle hits him with the power slam and stuff, and then hits him with that DDT off the second rope. He's setting up for the RKO, and then when he jumps up for the RKO, Elias gets in the ring, and then Rollins pushes Matt Riddle into Elias, taking Elias out the ring, and then Riddle gets hit with a curb stomp by Seth Rollins, and then Rollins pins him for the 3 count. So yeah, Seth Rollins defeated Matt Riddle tonight in the match for the United States Championship. So yeah, Rollins retains the United States Championship. That's what happened. And then after the match ended, Elias quickly gets into the ring, and then he gets hit with the curb stomp by Seth Rollins. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then Rollins grabs the title, puts the title down the mat, grabs Riddle, puts him over the title, about to hit the curb stomp onto Matt Riddle, onto the United States Championship. But then Mustafa Ali comes out, saving Riddle, attacking Rollins and stuff, kicks him upside the head, taking him out of the ring, and then Mustafa Ali has a nice-ass suicide dive onto Seth Rollins, driving him over the announce table and stuff. Both of them's brawling and stuff, and then Mustafa Ali clotheslines him over the barricade, and Rollins runs through the crowd. So yeah, that's what happened. Pretty good main event, though, for the match. What happened after the match, I'll give it all 3.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. For match of the night, I would say it was this match, the main event. There was some pretty good stuff, like Bianca Belair and Candice LeRae versus Damage Control. That match was pretty good. Baron Corbin versus Dolph Ziggler was okay. We were supposed to get Miz versus Dexter Loomis. I like the segment with Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley. That segment was pretty good. AJ Styles versus Dominic Mysterio was okay. And the OC versus Alpha Academy was pretty good. And yeah. So yeah, it was some pretty good stuff. But yeah, for tonight's Monday Night Raw, I'll give it 7.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was a pretty good episode, but it was alright. So yeah, that's what I'll give it. But yeah, like, subscribe to Team W Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Videos, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and both of my TikToks. It'll all be down there in the description box, and yeah, I'll see you guys later for this Wednesday's AEW Dynamite reviews, or tomorrow night, actually. So yeah, see you guys later until then.